As our scene opens, King Edward IV, having successfully defeated King Henry VI, is in ill health. His brother Richard, the Duke of Gloucester, has vowed to prove a villain and taken the first step by convincing the king to imprison their brother Clarence in the Tower.
Have patience, madame. There's no doubt His Majesty will regain his accustomed health.
If he were dead, what would betide on me?
No harm but the loss of a great lord.
But the loss of such a lord includes all harms.
The heavens have blessed you with a goodly son to comfort you when he is gone.
Ah, he is young, and in his minority is put under the trust of Richard Gloucester, a man that loves not me nor none of you.
Is it confirmed that he is protector?
Not confirmed yet. Not determined. It is determined, not concluded yet, but so it must be if the king miscarry.
Ah, here comes Lord Buckingham and Derby.
Good timing to your royal grace.
God make your majesty cheerful as you have been.
Saw you the king today, my lord of Derby.
But now the Duke of Buckingham and I are come from visiting his majesty.
What likelihood of his amendment, my lords?
Madam Good Hope, his grace speaks cheerfully.
God grant him health. Did you confer with him?
Aye, madam. He does desire to make an atonement between the Duke of Gloucester and your brothers. And between them and my Lord Chamberlain.
Would all were well, but that will never be. I fear our happiness is at sight.
They do me wrong, and I will not endure it. Who is it that complains unto the king? That I, forsooth, am stern and love them not? Because I cannot flatter and look fair, smile in men's faces, smooth, deceive, and cog, duck with French nods and apish courtesy, I must be held a rancorous enemy.
To who do you speak in this presence of all this grace?
To thee, that hast no honesty nor grace. When have I injured thee, or done thee wrong? Or thee, or any of your faction? A plague upon you all.
Brother of Gloucester, you mistake the matter. The king on his own royal disposition, not provoked by any suitor else. Aiming belike at your interior hatred against that your action shows itself against my children, brothers, and myself, makes him descend that he may learn the ground.
I cannot tell. The world has grown so bad that wrens make prey where eagles dare not perch.
Come, we know your meaning, brother Gloucester. You envy my advancements and my friends.
Our brother is imprisoned by your means, myself disgraced, and the nobility held in contempt.
By him that raised me to this careful height, I never did incense his majesty against the Duke of Clarence, but have been an earnest advocate to plead for him. My lord, you do me shameful injury. Falsely to draw me in these vile suspects, by heaven I will acquaint his majesty of those gross taunts that oft I have endured. Small joy I have in being England's queen.
And lesson be that small, God, I beseech him.
What? Threat you me with telling of the king? Tell him, and spare not. I will avouch what I have said to the king. I dare adventure be sent to the Tower.
Out, devil, I do remember them too well. Thou kill'st my husband Henry in the Tower, and Edward, my poor son, at Tewkesbury.
Ere you were queen, and your husband king, I was a packhorse to his great affairs. I was a weeder out of his proud adversaries, and a liberal rewarder of his friends. To royalize his blood, I spent mine own.
Aye, and much better blood than his or thine.
In which time you and your husband Grey were factious to the house of Lancaster, and river so were you. Let me put in your minds, if you forget, what you have been ere this, and what you are, and what I have been, and what I am.
Which God revenge.
I would to God my heart were flint like Edward's, or Edward's soft and pitiful like mine. I am too childish foolish for this world.
I can no longer hold me patient. Hear me, you wrangling pirates. Which of you trembles not that looks on me? If not that I am queen, you bow like subjects. Yet that, by you disposed, you quake like rebels. Ah, gentle villain, do not turn away.
Foul wrinkled witch, what makest thou in my sight? Wert thou not banished to pain of death?
I was, but I do find more pain in banishment than death can yield by my abode. A husband and a son thou owest to me, and thou a kingdom, all of your allegiance. This sorrow that I have by right is yours, and all the pleasures you usurp are mine. What were you snarling all before I came, ready to catch each other by the throat, and turn you all your hatred now on me? Can curses pierce the clouds and enter heaven? Why then give way, dull clouds, to my quick curses, though not by war, by servient die your king, as ours by murder to make him a king. Edward thy son that is now Prince of Wales, for Edward our son now was Prince of Wales, die in his youth like untimely violence, thyself a queen that was me a queen. Outlive thy glory like my wretched self. Long mayest thou live to wail thy children's death, and see another as I see thee now. Decked in thy rights as thou art stalled in mine, long die thy happy days before thy death, and after many lengthened hours of grief, die neither mother, wife, nor England's queen. Rivers in Dorset, you are standers by, and so waste thou, Lord Hastings, when my son was stabbed with bloody daggers. God, I pray him that none of you may live his natural age, but by some unlooked accident cut off.
Have done thy charm, thy hateful withered hag.
And leave out thee? Stay, dog, for thou shalt hear me. If heaven have any grievous plague in store, exceeding those that I can wish upon thee, oh, let them keep it until thy sins be ripe, and then hurl down their indignation on thee, the troubler of the poor world's peace. The worm of conscience still begnaw the soul, thy friends suspect for traitors while thou livest, and take deep traitors for thy dearest friends. No sleep close up that deadly eye of thine, unless it be while some tormenting dream affrights thee with a hell of ugly devils. Thou evilish marked aboard of rooting hog, thou that was sealed in nativity, the slave of nature, the son of hell, thou slander thy heavy mother's womb, and thou loathe issue of thy father's loins, thou rag of honor, thou detestest
Margaret!
Richard, oh let me make the period to my curse!
'Tis done by me and ends in Margaret. You breathe your curse against yourself.
Poor painted queen, vain flourish of my fortune, fool, fool, thou wouldest a night to kill thyself. The day will come that thou shalt wish for me to help thee curse this poisonous bunchback toad. To serve me well, you should all do me duty. Teach me to be your queen, and you my subjects. Oh, serve me well, you'll teach yourselves that duty. Uncharitably with me you have dealt, and shamefully my hopes by you are butchered. My charity is outraged, life my shame, and in that shame still live my sorrow's rage.
Have done, have done.
O princely Buckingham, I'll kiss thy hand in sign of league and amity with thee. Now fair befall thee in thy noble house. Thy garments are not spotted with our blood, nor within the compass of my curse. O Buckingham, take heed of yonder dog. Look, when he fawns, he bites, and when he bites, his venom tooth will rankle to the death. Have naught to do with him. Beware of him. Sin, death, and hell have set their marks on him, and all their ministers attend on him. When he shall split thy very heart with sorrow, say, poor Margaret was a prophetess. Live each of you the subjects to his hate, and he to yours, and all of you to God's.
My hair doth stand by her curses.
So doth mine. Amused she's at liberty.
Yes, sir, your majesty. Madam, his majesty doth call for you, and for your grace.
Catesby, I come.
And you.
We're with you, your grace.
I do the wrong and first begin to brawl. The secret mischiefs that I set abroach, I lay into the grievous charge of others. Clarence, who I indeed have cast in darkness, I do beweep to many simple goals, namely to Derby, Hastings, Buckingham, and tell them 'tis the queen and her allies that stir the king against the duke, my brother. Now they believe it, and withal wet me to be revenged on Rivers, Dorset, Grey. But then I sigh, and with a piece of scripture, tell them that God bids us do good for evil, and thus I clothe my naked villainy with odd old ends stolen forth of holy writ, and seem a saint when most I play the devil.
After arranging for the murder of his brother Clarence and the subsequent death of his brother Edward, Richard arranged the murder of the Queen's allies, including King Edward's 2 young sons, thus fulfilling Queen Margaret's curse. Richard has ascended the throne and is at war with the Earl of Richmond, Henry Tudor. Although Richard's forces initially outnumbered Henry's, the tide of the battle has turned.
Rescue, my lord of Norfolk! Rescue! Rescue! The king enacts more wonders than a man, daring and opposite to every danger. His horse is slain, and all on foot he fights, seeking for Richmond and the threat of death. Rescue, fair lord, or else the day is lost!
Horse! A horse! I kicked him for a horse!
Withdraw, my lord! Shit! Withdraw, my lord! I'll help you to a horse!
Slave! I have set my life upon a cast. I will stand the hazard of the die. 6 Richmonds in this field, 5 of which I have killed already.
My lord, I'll help you to a horse!
A horse. A horse. My kingdom for a horse.